Hey everyone, it's Darren Kaplan. You are watching my video cast, Can Your Banker Do This? I got two special guests today for my company, Total Mortgage. Josh King, Chief Technology Officer here, the CTO. He's going to talk about WDA, which is the Workday Architect. And then we have Andrew Penner, who's the Chief Marketing Officer, the CMO. And he's going to talk a little bit about our Spotlight program, which helps out our realtors. So welcome. Thank you guys on Can Your Banker Do This? I got you here. Yes. Now, when we talk about technology and being mobile and telecommuting and all that good stuff, now we can kind of have an understanding of what we do back here. You know?
Right.
Thank you guys.
Exactly.
I'll give you an applaud. Give you a shout out last time. Now I'm giving you an applaud. Here we go. So Josh, why don't you just run down what WDA is, the Workday Architect, how it works, how it helps people. And, I'll give you a little bit of my synapse on how it helps me right after, do your thing, man.
Yeah, we hear a lot from our loan officer users that Salesforce, while it's a great CRM, it's kind of the backbone of a lot of what we do at Total Mortgage, but it can be pretty intimidating. It's a lot to take in for people who have never used it. Even if you've used Salesforce at another lender, in another organization, when you come to our Salesforce, it's like learning things from scratch. It's all brand new because everyone puts their own creative take on it. And so it's a lot when you have leads, you have closed loans, you have past clients maybe from a previous company, you have realtor partners, you have referral partners like attorneys and appraisers. In addition to that, you want to have accounts that track multiple loans and have everything roll up well. So the challenge there is, how do I present this navigation to a loan officer and not overwhelm him? And so, our solution to that was, we're not going to beat these guys over the head and force them to use Salesforce. We need to meet them where they are. And through a lot of collaboration with, loan officers like yourself, Darren, with Andrew, just doing brainstorming, my team coming up with ideas at what we can do, we've got a single page solution called Workday Architect, where it's a website, single page, you can scroll and see as many leads, as many closed loans as you want, and it's accessible anywhere, right? So they can view it on their phone, they can laptop, tablet, desktop. The goal is, when they have time to be productive, whether it's looking at leads, looking at their closed book of business, reaching out to referral partners, they can take 10 to 15 minutes and be really productive by going through this list of pertinent information. And it's really helpful for them to see their past book of business surface to them on a daily basis, saying, hey, it's Mary Smith's loan anniversary. 3 years ago, she signed up, she got an arm, a 5-1 arm. Maybe you want to reach out to her and refi her out of that arm. Or maybe you just want to say hi to Joe. It's his birthday. Wish Joe a happy birthday. Send him a text, send him an email. Simple stuff like that, right? And Darren, what benefit have you seen out of it? Because there's a lot of different categories. That's just scratching the surface of it. But what do you like?
I'm going to try to visualize what it really is. Okay. So in the morning, I get an email. Here are the people that you have to contact today. It's every morning I get it. When I wake up, it's probably the first, if not logging into Salesforce, that's the first thing I do, because it actually gets you into Salesforce as well, right? So I get in and I see the first thing at the top are the people's birthdays, if there's any. So I used to, and you helped me with the change, and Andrew, you helped me with the change on the dialing, so we'll talk about that too. But trust the technology, right? So you said to me, Darren, give me, your birthdays of your clients. I had them all on a spreadsheet, right? Yeah, I don't know if you remember back in the day, and that's how I did it. I had them all integrated into my Outlook, and they would pop up, and I'm texting my borrower. Now, it's there. The loans I closed, or any information that you tagged, allowed me to celebrate somebody's birthday with them that morning. And you know what conversation goes into? Hey, why don't you send me your latest mortgage statement? Every time. Every single time I talk to somebody about their birthday, I ask them to send me the mortgage statement. Obviously, some people can save money and some people can't, but at least they're getting that mechanical view right away. Another thing, pre-approvals comes up. So, you could take a glance at the pre-approvals. It'll also tell you the rates when a loan anniversary is due. I can go on and on and on for what you wanted to make of it, but at the same time, it's become such a resourceful tool. Now, to add to the WDA, the Workday Architect, right? Everybody says that, when I talk about it, people can't comprehend. Like other loan officers, they say, hey, I already have that content. I do things like that already. I drip campaign. That stuff is already available to me. And I think a lot of the time they're misinterpreted because there's only so much engineering one person can do. So, and there's only so much engineering another guy can do. I mean, you have a team, Josh. You have a staff of employees that help you with this. It's not one guy. It's not two guys. You know, and I'm sure most of the companies that they have is only one or two guys building this and actually being on top of it.
Well, that's a really good point too, because it certainly takes a village on our end to be able to support, and everybody has a different eye for this, right? So what I really value, for instance, in Andrew's team, is that engineers for my team are not marketers, they're not design guys, and Andrew's team is constantly thinking about what's the communication that the borrower should get at this moment, and what's the right soft touch that we could have here, and how should this be presented to the loan officer? How should this be presented to the borrower? That's something that engineers typically are not very good at. The engineers on my team, however, are great at building a structure and an architecture of technology and a stack of technology that really benefits the loan officer. And it looks like magic when it all gets woven together, and it looks very seamless. But there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of integrations, a lot of handshaking and communication just to get vendors to all talk and play nicely, whether it's to the CRM or to the messaging platform, to the 1003 platform, to the LOS platform, to the gift giving platform, you know. So there's a lot going on. And we also have some very smart business intelligence guys on our end to make great reports and roll up data and give trend lines for what's going on when. So it really takes a lot of people on the back end. Again, developers, business intelligence guys, IT admins, business applications admins. That's all part of my team. And what you need all those ingredients to make Workday do its thing.
No doubt about it. And it's definitely helped everybody who utilizes the tools. You know, you can think that you have your own follow-up client, or you know, it's completely different. And it's not just because I work here, and it's not just because I utilize it on a daily basis and I almost live by it, but I don't think in today's time that it could be duplicated because there's so much time involved to make it, you know, and obviously everybody's got their own little, you know, quirky end of what they do, but if it's something that works, it's truly a value and an asset to the loan officer and to the customer as well, hearing from you. And it's so much more than that. We could go on and on and on about that. So,
well, the other thing too, Darren, every loan officer has his blind spot, his weak spot in his day, in his week, in his month. And it might be, you know what, I always forget about these 1003s that were started but not completed in my online application vendor. And maybe that's your weak spot. And maybe the next guy's weak spot is, you know what, I've got all these pre-approvals out there. I printed off 45 pre-approvals in the last 60 days.
Forgot one, two.
I can't afford to forget any of them, right? So I need to be surfaced. I need to have those coming up in my view every day, every week, so that I can stay on top of them. And if there's any bin like that, any silo that they're missing, they can come to us, and then we can say, all right, you're having a hard time with those ones that you've got credit on, but it's not a pre-approval. What are we going to call that? Let's call it waiting for docs. And we'll have a bin that I ran credit, but it's stuck. I'm still waiting for a credit document, or I can't get it to be a pre-approval yet, or they're not ready to become a full app and get underwritten. Maybe I'll work on waiting on docs today because I got 15 people that need that. So there's no shortage of categorization that we can't do.
There's no shortage.
Yeah.
The big thing is structure. That's what I think is something that you just mentioned, Josh, that's really critical, is bring structure to their workday. Because I know that most salespeople, they should be out in the field kind of rubbing elbows with people, right? And the unfortunate trade-off there is that you tend to be fairly unstructured with your time outside of the meetings that you've set. And so if we can get them to just block off half an hour in their morning or afternoon or whatever it might be, and show them that there could be tremendous value in it, like Josh said, making the proper categories for them, help them identify their blind spots, I think it's pretty important.
1,000%. So listen, for those who are watching, for those who are listening, you could reach out to me to learn more about WDA, the Workday Architect. It's a component of Salesforce that we use here. Reach out to me, 772 loan. You guys are watching. Can your bank do this? Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mr. Mortgage Guru. Again, we're talking to Josh King, Andrew Penner over here over at Total Mortgage. I'm sitting here with Josh King. He's the Chief Technology Officer, the CEO over at coach. His baby's the Workday Architect. Sitting here with Andrew Penner, he's the Chief Marketing Officer, the CMO, and his baby Spotlight. And contact me. Contact me at 844-772-LOAN. You are watching Can Your Banker Do This? Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mr. Mortgage Guru. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Darren.
The world knows,